And we're live. Hello, hello, who's here? So we're doing it. We're doing it in I think they're calling it Texas icy snowmageddon pandemic situation, but we're doing it. Let me know if you're watching live. For those of you guys that are in Texas, I hope everyone's safe and warm. My family's been in and out with power for long chunks of time, but we did have power today and it was flickering. So I'm like, I don't know, but we're going to try it. We're talking about women who are confident have crystallized clarity around their desires. So that's what we're doing. Hi, we've got quite a few people in here. Say hello. Thank you so much for your emails and your comments of concern. We're doing good. Yes, we're safe. We didn't have power a lot during this time, but luckily your phone made some really good decisions when we did have power. Like he would blast the heat on 80, and then when we would lose it, it would like trickle down slowly. And so with water too, we didn't have water for most of Monday, but we're doing good. We're enjoying it. Yeah, okay. Yes, awesome, guys. Yes, I hope you guys are doing well and are safe and warm. But you just got to roll with it, right? Enjoy it. All right. Okay, so I made a post today and I wanted to kind of elaborate on this. All the things that I have had in my life, there's always been this moment of deciding, of like really crystalline clarity that I'm doing this thing. Like it's happening, it's done, like do or die, like we're making it happen. I know this happened with my school when everyone I knew thought I was crazy for not having a backup plan. The only school I ever applied to was Northwestern University, and everyone was like, you have to have a plan B or a plan C. And I said, well, no, I've already decided, like, this is where I'm going. Like, that's the university I've always wanted to go. That's the only one I'm applying to. Like, I'm getting in. And I got in. Same thing with my business that I had in real estate. Same thing when I wanted to get remarried. I was like, I'm marrying a provider. This is what he's going to be like. I had a very, like, clear love list. I knew I was a vibrational match for it. I knew that I was a reciprocal for the list that I had. I knew that I was doing the thing because I had decided. And same thing with my weight loss. When I was overweight and my knees were hurting and I was feeling so icky, my hair was falling out in chunks. I had all of these weird rashes that would show up on my back. I knew I was sick. But I made the decision that I was well. I made the decision that I was going to act, behave, eat, think, sleep, breathe like a healthy person until I became healthy. And that's exactly what happened. I became healthy. It took me a long time, right? Like I did it day by day, moment by moment, but my symptoms went away for rheumatoid arthritis within a few days. But within 5 years, I got a clear. My blood report was like, it's like you never had RA. Same thing with, fixing my relationship and taking it to the next level. Same thing with my current business. Like whatever it is, the moment that I decide and I get really clear that this is a do or die moment, like it's happening now no matter what, that's the moment that it happens. That's the moment that it happens for me. Not when I'm like, well, I could get it, but like he's not going to love me or this is going to happen or I don't know what to do. I'm not in like, in between two worlds. I'm like, it's done. I've decided that it's happening and it's happening no matter what. So that's really what I mean by women who are confident have crystallized their like clarity around their desires. It's not like, well, I would like to be in a relationship, but there's no good men out there. Like that's not a decision. That's being like really wobbly and uncertain around your goals. That's not owning your desires. That's not taking ownership of the fact that, no, this is done. Like it's already done in the energetic realm. I've decided. And so it's moments before it shows up for me because I have decided. And that is such a big thing. I use this every single day whenever I have a new goal, a new level that I'm ascending to. My question is always, have you decided, Mina? Or is there a story going on of like, but I could do this, but then this would happen, or I would need to do this before it happened? Like, is there a story Or like, have you decided? Like, is it done for you? Good morning, Goddess. Glad you and your family are safe. Thank you, Big Blessed. Thank you. Thank you, Jaffer. I appreciate your compliments. And Savannah said, yeah, it's so important to remember it takes time and to not give up. It's easy to get caught up in instant gratification. The truth is, it doesn't even take time. It doesn't even take time until you think it takes time when you really decide and when you're a vibrational match. The reason it appears like it takes time is because most people have a long time until they're saying that they're just, they want it, and before they've actually cleared out the junk and made the decision for themselves. So there comes a point, like you can almost think of it as like vibrational muscle memory or like manifestation muscle memory, where you've been doing it enough and you get the confidence enough and you are able to clear your stories fast enough. The process is the same, but you just get better and better and better at it, that it doesn't take time. I made a decision last week about something in my business and it literally showed up the next day. And it was a really, really, really lofty goal. I think for most people, that would be like a 10-year kind of goal. And it happened in one day because I know my BS stories now well enough that when the fear started showing up when I set the goal, I was like, that's not ultimately true. That's a story. That's a lie. You're playing small here. Cut it out. Choose a new belief system. Align with it. Decide. I decided. So you can collapse time the moment that you really decide and align. And the decision is the alignment. There's no like weird story going on with you, right? Like when I work with clients and they're like, well, I really want this, but I would have to do this, and then this would happen, and then this, and then my husband might get mad. I'm like, you haven't decided. You've got a whole bunch of stories of why you shouldn't do the thing, but you have not decided. We've got 111 people watching us. Of course. Of course, that's how many people we have watching. So have you really, really decided? Have you really decided that the relationship is happening? Have you made the decision? Are you crystallized around your desires? Or are you still like, I want the provider, but in my race, men don't provide? That's not a decision. That's an excuse. Right? How do I stay motivated? You get like, do you want the thing or not? Like the motivation comes from deciding and wanting it. Like, do you really want it? If you have to get up and motivate yourself every single day, you're probably latching on to other people's desires for you. You're probably a part of someone else's life. I know this sounds harsh, but let me just say it. This is the conversation that I have with myself. I say, Mina, are you an extra in someone else's life, or are you starring in your own movie? You can be like motivated to do stuff. You're an extra in someone else's plan, and they have to motivate you to keep you aligned. That's how I know it's not my plan. If I've ever needed to be motivated by someone else, it means that I'm their extra. There's a really interesting movie on Netflix that we just watched before this whole thing happened. It's called Bliss. And it's really quite interesting because in that movie, there's this like really weird, it's with, oh my God, she's a very famous actress and I'm totally blanking out on her name. Very, very famous actress. And she's in this, I don't want to give too much away, but they're in this life where there's real people and then like fake people, imaginary people. So if you have to be motivated, you're an extra, you're a fake person in someone else's reality. That's why you need to be motivated. So if your goals are aligned with what you desire, you're going to wake up, like I wake up excited for my life. I jump out of bed every morning excited because I'm living my own life. Like I'm the star of my movie. I'm creating this entire thing. I'm the star, I'm the director, I'm the producer. I'm everything when it comes to this movie. I don't need someone else to motivate me. I decided to love myself unconditionally. I've made so many excuses to not eat healthy and let myself go. But now you've decided. And so now all the BS stories that come up against that, Selma Hayek, yes. What a great movie. It's kind of a weird movie, but I thought it was really interesting too, because it's metaphysical in the sense that I think. And I'm like, that's so cool. Yeah, another YouTuber mentioned the movie. That's so interesting. Oh, I didn't know it was new. Yeah, it's on. We just saw it on Netflix. You should be turned on by your yummy life. Exactly. If you're in your own movie, if you didn't end up as an extra in someone else's story, you should be turned on and motivated. Yeah, exactly. I just watched the movie. Oh, that's so interesting. If you need motivation, you probably haven't decided. Ask yourself why you haven't decided and work from there. Yeah. When the decision was made, like whether it's for, like I said, like even for my weight loss, um, I remember having this conversation with my sister years ago that because someone had said, a family member had made a comment that why is it that you guys can lose the weight but other people can't, right? And we both looked at each other and we're like, because we know that we're never going to be overweight because that's just not us. Like we may gain weight, like we have life instance, situations or whatever, we gain weight, but we both know with 110% crystalline clarity that we will never stay overweight because we've decided that will never happen for us. We've decided that that's not how we're going to end up, even though on my mom's side of the family, most people are overweight. Most people are overweight. That's just how they are. But I decided that that wasn't my truth, that wasn't going to happen for me. So once I've made the decision, there's no story around it. It's like, nope, it's done. I've decided. I've decided. When I did the day that I decided, I remember the last day I ever was in corporate America, when I decided that I would never, ever, ever, ever work for someone else again. I never, after that moment, had to work for someone else again because I decided that I was never going to happen for me. I decided. Now, fears came up like, oh my God, like, what if the business doesn't work out when I was in real estate and stuff like, what if this, but it was like, but I've already decided that I can't work for someone else. So it has to work out. There's no other way around it. It has to work out because I've already decided. Are you getting this? Like, this is the difference. That's where my confidence comes from because I've already decided. So it's like, I'm doing the thing. Like, there's no like iffiness around it. We're doing it because I've decided that we're doing it. Thank you so much, Miss Keeks. I appreciate you. I would definitely love more likes and more people can see this. And here's the secret with confidence. When you decide and when you just do the thing, the confidence builds up. People think you need the confidence and then you'll do the thing. It does not work that way. Confidence comes from doing something repeatedly. That's what it comes from. It means you have to have courage to jump in the first time, and then you'll just get better and better and better and more and more and more confident. That's how it works. Now, worthiness, which I think a lot of people confuse confidence with self-worth or self-esteem. Confidence just is, you're born with it. Like God made you worthy. There's no question around it. There's no like, am I worthy or am I not worthy? No, you're worthy. You're here, you're worthy. That's done, it's decided. You don't need a master's degree to be worthy. You don't need to look a certain way to be worthy. You don't need to have money. You don't need to be married. You don't need to have kids. You're just worthy because you exist, because God created you and you're manifested in this human incarnation and you are worthy. That's it. That's done, right? That's just been decided by God. You are worthy. So let's take that off the table because a lot of people do a lot of funky things in life to try to make themselves worthy when all they had to do was know that they are worthy. So that's done. Confidence is a whole different ballgame. Confidence comes from doing the thing repeatedly. I can be a very confident public speaker because I public speak all the time and not be a very confident bungee jumper because that's not what I do, right? So confident, you can be very confident in 3 areas of life because you do that thing repeatedly. And you can be totally not confident in 3 other things or 10 other things because you refuse to try those things. You refuse to have the courage to try them the first time. So if you want more confidence, do the damn thing. Do the damn thing until you become confident. That's it. Do it with the like feel the fear, do it anyways, and you will become confident. Like that's the secret hack or whatever you want to call it of confident women is that they've just done it. They've been scared, but they did it. They just jumped in. Confidence comes from doing something repeatedly. Makes sense. I've been dragging my foot on doing something that would benefit me. So the first time requires courage. And then you have a little bit more confidence the next time, a little bit more, and then you become an expert in it. And everyone's like, well, she was just born confident, and you know better. And you know better. No one's born a confident cook. No one's born a confident public speaker. Like all of these things actually, public speaking actually goes against our evolutionary history, right? Like there's always, that's why people who are able to be in the public eye and speak publicly almost seem like godlike to us. Like we put them on a pedestal. We treat them like they're celebrities and famous because it goes against most of our programming. We're so afraid of making a mistake or saying things that will get us shunned out of the imaginary tribe. We don't have the systems that we used to have for millions of years, where if you got kicked out of the tribe and no one liked you, you could possibly die, right? Well, that's not true anymore. You can still survive. So if you can hack that, taught my kids that, if you can learn to public speak, put yourself in that situation all the time, people will think you were the most confident person because it goes against our evolutionary history. So you see how you can hack this. But if you're going to sit on the sidelines and comment about how everyone else is doing it wrong and how everyone else was just lucky and how everyone else just had the right circumstances, you're wasting time. You're wasting time. All you have to do is just do the thing and become confident in it. And then everyone else would think you were born lucky. Okay. Portia said, hi, Bina. A relatable analogy I can imagine is learning to drive a car. No child is born a great driver. God knows I wasn't. The only way to learn is to just get behind the wheel and do it. Yeah. You guys, if I told you how many car accidents I've been in under 25, you guys would not even believe it. You have no idea what kind of damage I caused in Chicago. Like I should not have been on the streets. But I'm like a perfect driver now, right? So that took confidence. It took repeatedly doing the thing, getting back in. One of the car accidents I was in when I was 21 was so traumatic. My dad was so worried that I would never drive again. I did. I said I wouldn't for a while, and then I realized that I'd be stuck having my dad drive me around. I was like, okay, we're doing this. No, Dad. Okay, so let's see what else you guys are saying. Oh, before we even continue, and just in case, because we're internet and everything's been shady here in Texas, I am currently enrolling for the Divine Love Call in Your Provider program and for the CEO Boss Babe Queen, which I still have some spots open. So definitely check those two things out. And I will throw all of that in the chat right now. And keep moving forward. Here you go. There's the call in the provider and then the CEO. Boy, it like merged them. Never mind. Okay. So if you guys want to bundle the two, you can email my team at theuniverseguru@gmail.com. It's linked in the description box, and we'll send you private links for for the special bundle. Let's see what you guys were saying. The End the Struggle 21-day self-aware Barbie End the Struggle Life Challenge has been doing so good. Oh my God, the feedback has been amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, E. I'm working on my fear driving on highways. Oh, that was a big one for me too. I actually didn't start driving on highways for like at least 2 years after I actually started driving. Someone read my chart and said I have a block when it comes to love. I don't know why. I always have my guard up though. Any suggestions, Mina? Definitely join the Divine Union program. That is going to clear all, like that's a decision that you're making when you come into that container, because we are going deep in there around relationships, the divine masculine, the divine feminine. And the thing is, when you clear your blocks around the divine masculine and receiving from the divine masculine, not only does the relationship step, clear up, but also manifesting money. Because the manifesting money requires both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. It requires both. So the first three modules in the Divine Union will help you clear all of that, and it will impact so many different areas of your life, even though it's for relationships. And then the last three modules, I'm planning on doing those live, and that way I can like actually look at where you guys are at with your blocks, which after doing this for 5 years, let me tell you, most people have the same 3 or 4 blocks. And it's just about making that decision and starting clearing out and rewriting the story, rewiring the brain to think in new ways that align. And that's the decision. That's the decision. I threw the link in. So definitely look into that, because, why spend the next 30 to, however old you are and how many more years you have on this planet, like winging it? Like, why wing it? Why not fix these things and then have the clarity and the confidence and the decisions around what you desire, right? So the work that I've done, I've probably at this point in my own inner work journey probably invested over $350,000 in my inner work. But here's the thing, all of that came back like multiplied 10 times, if not more. And I was able to use the same skills in all areas of my life. I didn't just fix my disease, I fixed my relationship, I fixed my body image issues, I fixed my wealth, right? Like my business, the way that I enjoy life, the way that I engage with life. At the end of the day, I became a vibrational match for all amazing things, because I was able to use those same principles and say, wait a minute, hold on. If I was able to do it and get really clear and decide in this area, why can't I still apply that to the other area, right? Like, of course I can. It's the same principles. It's the same principle, right? Oh, thank you so much. Perry said, hi, Mina, just tuned in. I love your top and always enjoy listening to your talks. Yay. Awesome. Annabelle said, I'm still waiting back from a big time job for myself. How to not be scared of not getting the position. Decide that you're going to get the position or something better. Decide that if it aligns with you. Remember, when you're applying for a job, they're not just interviewing you to see if they're a good match. You're also interviewing them to see if they're a good match. Because who wants to trade your precious life energy and hours for money in a job or time in a job that you actually don't like? So I decide by saying, if it's aligned, I want this or something better. Thank you, God. This is what I want, or something better. If you feel that this is not a good match for me because you have the full picture, I don't, then give me something better, please. That's how I decide. Yep, the Divine Union, Chris, is enrolling right now. And the reason that I'm wanting you guys to make that decision quick is because there's a pre-launch price. And of course, it will be available later too. You'll just end up paying more for it. So definitely take that up. And also later on, you won't have the option of doing the live group coaching sessions because the live sessions would have already been recorded. I'm 27 and still don't have my license because I'm terrified. Is there an affirmation to gain confidence to drive? So you have to use the right verbiage here, Tiffany. You get confidence when you do the thing. You don't get the confidence before you do the thing. So the affirmation will be, God, give me the courage to try this until I become confident. So you're not going to become confident and then try. That's not how it works. Confidence comes from doing something repeatedly. Manani said, I love you so much. You are like the elder sister I never had. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I feel like spending my last money on inner work program. Oops, I lost the question. I have been thinking about it for a while. So Brenda, thinking about it and then deciding that this gets to work out for you, that the money gets to show up, right? Like I always teach you guys, when you want something, here's a way of saying it. You shouldn't have to look at your bank account and then say, well, here's how much money I have, so this is how much I can afford to desire. Because that's working in reverse. That's not how it works. The way it works is saying, these are my true heart's desires, and they may require some money. So God, could you please go ahead and put the money in my bank, just like you put the desire in my heart, because I know that you wouldn't have put the desire in my heart if you didn't want me to do it. So could you please provide the resources too? You have to ask. You have to ask, because otherwise the cosmic forces will never break your free will. So you have to ask. So instead of saying, well, I only have, $20 in my account, so I'm only worthy of having $20 worth of desires, why not have the desire that's your actual desire, owning that desire, and then saying, God, could you also please put the money in the bank like you put the desire in my heart? That's how I do it. I'm not going to limit my desires, because I know that my desires actually create my wealth. The wealth shows up when the desires show up. And when I say, okay, God, I see your desire that you've put in my heart. Could you please put the money there too? Mallet said, hi, Mina. Thank you for changing my life. How do I balance my feminine energy as a computer science student at a top rigorous university? I'm not a huge fan of the word balance. I'll be honest. Nothing wrong with the word. I hate it. It's never worked out for me. When I think of the word balance, I get feelings of feeling guilty, because when I thought I was out of balance, I was always in this state of guilt around working or motherhood or all the stuff. I like the word harmony better, way better than balance. But that's just me, my own limiting beliefs around that word. So you get to be super alpha female boss bitch at your work. You get to be that. You get to be in your alpha, you get to be in your masculine, and that's okay. In the 21-day End the Struggle Life Challenge, the first day we talked about how masculine energy is not bad. We love our masculine side. I love it. I love my masculine side. I love the divine masculine in all things, in money, in my partner, in me. Like, there's no weirdness in me when it comes to masculinity. No weirdness. That's why I get whatever I want, because I'm not weird around like, well, I like masculine energy in this, but not in this. No, I like masculine energy. I love it. So love your masculine side, and then decide that when you're at home, you also get to be feminine. You also get to enjoy your divine feminine side. And there's no weirdness around, oh no, my job is masculine, so now I can't be feminine. Like, let go of that. Definitely let go of that. Okay. Hi Mina, how to feel worthy even though I have no talents? So as we discussed in the beginning, your worthiness comes from God. The fact that you're born, you're already worthy. Having 100 talents does not make you worthy. Being here, existing, makes you worthy. So no need for any talents. You can have 0 talents. You can be a baby that's born today and be completely worthy. Babies don't have talents. They just exist and they're worthy. Renelle said, hi, Mina, how do you not let what's going on in the world affect you? I trust in God's plan. I trust that whatever's happening, God has a zoomed out view and I don't. And so I trust that everyone is co-creating with the divine, and everyone has the resources to create the reality that they want with the divine, with God. I believe it's a co-creation. And so I don't try to take on burdens that don't belong to me, because I trust in God. I have faith that God's got it covered. I don't have to do God's job. I just have to align with my own true desires. And then the things that resonate with me, I help out. So for example, if there's a charity or a company group that like really resonates with me, but I don't necessarily want to go and like put my hands in the thing, because that doesn't resonate with me, just the charity does, I'll donate money. Or if there's something and I'm like, you know what, I'd really like to go and volunteer for that thing because I could like see myself really enjoying it, or like meeting new people or whatever, then I'll go do the thing. So I believe that my heart's desires are coming from God and that they feel good to me. So if something feels bad and I'm doing it out of like save the poor people or something, that does not feel good to me, because I don't want to judge anyone. And I believe in God's design. Like, I'm not here to take over God's role. Hi, Amber. Welcome in. Mina, I know you're in Texas. Are you safe? My family in Houston lost power. Yes, so did we. We are safe. We lost power. We lost water. We turned it into this really fun. I'll post a picture in the community tab after this. We have a whole thing set up by the fireplace with board games and like candles, and we made it fun. And I know that, that's not the reality for everyone, but we tried to enjoy it the best we could. And so, like, came back today. It actually came back at 3 a.m. last night. And we had a lot of the light switches still on. So when it came in, Irfan and I both like woke up from all the lights. Does the 21-day End Your Struggle program help with trusting God more? Yes, for sure. All of my programs will get you there because that's just infused in all of my work. Like, God and I are not separate in this work. I believe we're co-creating together. So yes, absolutely. For the new people that are joining in, if you could give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it so more people could find it. Hina said, hi, Mina, how to not hate being sexually desired by men. Decide that you're not going to hate it. Make the decision and clear out the blocks. The basic babe bundle will help with that. That's like my limiting belief, remove the triggers and the block, like the protocol, the program, the inner work is in there. Make the decision and then do the work to align. That's what I do. I don't believe in putting band-aids on when what you need is energetic surgery. You guys have heard me say that in my post, right? You have to be willing to do the thing. When you are like kind of playing around and pretending and saying all these things, but you're not really aligned, like you can't keep the manifestation anyways. So what's the point? Right? Like I want to manifest, and then I want to keep the thing, and then I want to enjoy the thing, and then I want to play with the thing, and then I want to like live it. Like I want to live the life, right? Like I don't want to be like 1 foot here, 1 foot here. Like I've already decided that I'm worthy because God made me, and why would God make anything that's not worthy? So I've decided I'm worthy. I've decided I get to have it. I've decided that I'm the kind of person that's willing to do the work to get it. That means clear out the blocks, be in the alignment in receiving it, call myself out on my BS stories of why I can't have it or why it gets to be hard. I'm like, no, Mina, that's BS. You get to have it. It gets to be easy. Carla, let me throw you the playlist. It's if you go to my main YouTube channel page right now, there's 4 videos they're 4 minutes each, and they explain it. I've done it so many times that I actually feel like I don't want to keep repeating myself there, but I'll send you the playlist to learn the 4 differences. It's right on my main channel, actually. Like if you go to my main page, I'll throw it in the chat though for you. Okay, share. Uh-oh, internet's getting slow. No! Okay. Here you go. I just threw it in the chat for you. This is the playlist. You can open it up now and then view it later if you want to keep watching. I started listening to you again, and I'm exactly where you were 3 years ago on your journey. All your videos from 3 years ago are resonating so much with me. Beautiful. That's great. I'm so glad that they are, because that's why I've left all that content up there, because sometimes when you see me now, you may be people that come into my world now, they think, well, you're just lucky, right? Like I see people writing. There was this one comment where it was just almost comical. This woman wrote in a few weeks ago saying, I love how women who get lucky with having a man provide for them then become life coaches. And it's like, did I become lucky, or did I decide and align myself with that? Like who's like, I'm just going to wing it. Let's just choose a random guy and then let's just hope he provides and I can get lucky. That's not how life works, lady. Stop playing on luck and excuses and make the damn decision for yourself. Okay. So that's why I've left those videos, because I didn't like wake up and have everything handed to me. You guys know my life story. Most of you guys do. I've been through some stuff. I had every excuse on the planet to be like, well, I get to be a victim because I was sexually abused and then I was raped and then my ex did this to me and then this happened to me and this happened to me and I'm a woman of color and I'm Pakistani and this and that. I could do that all day long. And you know what? I'd be right because all of that stuff did happen. And technically, I could use any of that stuff as my limiting belief to say, you know what? I get to be poor and feel unsafe and not have a man. I could say that and I would be validated in it. Probably you guys would agree with me. Right? But guess what? I decided that I get to have it anyways. In fact, I decided I get to have it more because I've been through stuff. Like I will take anything and turn it into like, yeah, that's a reason for me having it. I will align myself with that. Justine said most women are now taught to not expect anything from anyone. Yes, yes. In fact, they're taught that they have to give. Total peasant consciousness. Yes, I totally agree. I don't know where it's coming from, but it needs to stop. It needs to definitely stop. We need to unlearn it for sure. Rewire that brain. Every cell in the body aligned. That shit needs to be like gone. It needs to be gone from your consciousness. I'm training my daughter the complete opposite, that she gets to be fully supported, that she gets to not have to do anything if she doesn't want to. She gets to ask for help. She gets to say no. She gets to decide how her life gets to pan out. It needs to go backward. Yes. Thank you, Greya. What's your advice on feeling like the world is against you? I'm sensitive to others' energy and people giving me weird vibes, especially when I'm happiest. Is it me? Inner work needed? Absolutely inner work needed. Absolutely. Yep. That is such a common thing. I believe that not only the world is rooting for me, that every single force in the cosmos, in the upper world and underworlds and side worlds and everywhere is actually working for me to make sure that I get all my desires. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. I think that's in the first lesson of the high vibration course, which is in the basic babe bundle. We talked about how the world gets to be aligned for you, working for you. Everything gets to work out for you. That's why I just asked angels, guides, ascended masters, mom, dad, all relatives, God, I know that you're here to help me and I know you want me to have it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have put it in my heart. So can I please just have it now? I've decided. I have that experience too. I have been programmed. The world is against me. Turn it around. You can do it. You can do it. I had a close family member that had this woe is me. Everyone's out to get me. My teachers are out to get me. My partner's out to get me. My blah, blah, blah. We turned it around. We turned it around. And the funny thing is, the minute you turn it around, you start seeing how. Here's the thing: when you believe that the world's against you, you keep seeing that the world is against you because that's what you're focused on. When you start believing that everyone is rooting for you, that everyone is aligned for you, that everyone wants you to succeed, all of the cosmic forces want you to succeed. That's all you notice, because the same family member then said this was like a 2-year process, mainly because they didn't want to be coached by me. Because that's the thing, this is such an interesting thing, but I have clients that will pay thousands of dollars to work with me and come in totally humble and like, oh my God, thank you for your time. Thank you for helping me. Let's do this inner work, and totally aligned. And then I have family and friends that see us doing the thing, that see me overcoming it, but they want to make excuses. That's why the money exchange part is really, really important. I was having a talk with another coach about this, that she was saying that I'll give away all these free coaching sessions and all this stuff in my business, and then people don't appreciate it. I'm like, because you're giving it away, they don't have skin in the game. They don't have anything that they've exchanged for it. And because they haven't made an equal exchange, they don't appreciate it. It's chasing energy. There's no invitation from them. They're going to sit there and take, and then it's not going to benefit them. Versus someone makes an exchange with you, there's an opening, right? There's a receiving energy, there's an invitation, and they're all game. They're all like, okay, I'm ready to do this. Let's do it. But So I've seen this with family and friends where it's like they know my entire story, they've seen me overcome it, but it's like, no, we don't want it anyways, or but you get to be lucky, or you get to have easy. And I'm like, you know my entire life story, how did I get to have it easy, right? But they want to make excuses because they don't want to, they actually don't want it. There's a part of us. I want to give a shout out to one of my husband's friends. I can't believe he said this. So one of my husband's friends has been having one bad thing after another. I mean, this guy has been through some stuff back to back to back to back, right? And so here's where I was like, oh my God, he admitted it. He admitted it. He said to Irfan, he said, you know what? I know all this bad stuff has been happening to me, but I realized that I actually kind of enjoy it. There's a part of me that enjoys my house roof collapsing, my wife leaving me, my kids hating me losing the job, me not having any money, like all the stuff. There's a part of me that seems to enjoy it. And I'm like, whoa, that is self-awareness. Now it gets to change for him. He admitted that there's a part, he's addicted to suffering, and he freaking admitted it. Like, that's so rare. It's so rare. I mean, I can get my clients to admit this and then things change, but not everyone's willing to, especially someone that's not like in the inner work world, right? I was like, I can't believe he gets it. It will shift for him. It will shift for him now. Mina, what advice do you have for people who get irritated and triggered easily? So, babe, I have it in like the basic babe bundle is that's like the entire program is around this thing. Be very happy that you get triggered because there's a part of you that's saying it's now safe to clear out these triggers. We don't need to be numb anymore. This is the base babe realm. Your self-awareness is wanting to open up. This is a good thing. You just have to do the inner work now. I just threw the link again in the chat. Clear inner work, babe. Inner work. Divine union. Divine union. Hi, Jessie. It's life changing. If you can do, here's the thing. Even at my level where I've been able to fix every single area of my life, I don't say this. I know some people get triggered when I say this, but my life was pretty much a hot mess, right? I went from rock bottom to rock star because I freaking put in the years of inner work. I did the work. I did the work. I still use the process that I have outlined in the basic babe bundle. I still use it. It's on a different level now, right? So for example, I used that process to manifest $10,000 months in my business, and then $20,000 months, and then $100,000 months. Like, it's not like the process changed. It's the same process. I used it for my relationship. I used it for my body shaming. I used it for my friendships. I used it for my parenting. It's the same process because you still have to go inside and say, what's the BS story that's blocking me? What's blocking me? What in me doesn't want it? What in me is saying I can't decide? Okay, so you have to be able to do the inner work. You can watch manifestation videos and like one-off wing a manifestation and then sabotage it. That's what most people do because you haven't cleared out the stuff, or you can clear out the stuff once and for all and then just have it for the rest of your life to attract anything that you want, to change any situation, to have any relationship, to manifest money if that's what you desire, like to have anything that you want. You get to have it all, but you need to be crystallized in your clarity. You need to be able to decide that I really want it, because anything else is really not wanting it at all, is it? You can't be in and out. You can't be halfway in the door and say, I'm going to stay here, but I also want to go in. Well, just go in then. Go in. Krista, thank you so much. I have to get to work. I can't wait to manifest the money to do it. You're a genius. Much love. Bye for now. I'll tune in later. Bye, Chris. Yes, beautiful. Love that. Sisters are more interested in my advice because I stopped talking about it and I embody it. That's the key. That's the key. And even after you embody it, some people won't want it because they don't really want the thing. There's a part of them that enjoys the suffering. And that's okay. That's okay. Let me see. There was a question. Shan said, "Hi, Mina. Has your approach to journaling evolved over the years? Do you still face resistance to journal?" I journal every single day. It's the first thing that I do every morning. And yes, it's definitely evolved. It's still evolving. My entire inner work journaling process is in the Basic Babe bundle. I put it in there. I used to face resistance before in that I didn't want to write negative things because of the law of attraction and things like that. But it's completely different now. And I've shared it in that program and also in a lot of my other programs. I've been talking about it a lot more. I go deep in my inner work now in my journal. Yeah, all of that is in the Basic Babe, the entire process. So true, Mina. I don't want a quick fix. I want a life change. Yes, yes. Right? A quick fix is manifesting how to win the lottery, winning the lottery, and then it's called the lottery curse, right? They say 95%. You can Google it, the curse of the lottery. 95% of lottery winners that earn over $5 million or something, or won over $5 million, end up worse off than before and say that they wish they never won the lottery or they never collected the money. Why? Because their manifestation was around getting the money, not about keeping it, not about having the great life. They didn't have the energetic capacity to hold that kind of money, right? They didn't, their container, their rubber band didn't stretch accordingly. It snapped. And so that's not the kind of manifestations I want. I want to live a full life where I'm enjoying every second of it. I'm having a beautiful life experience, right? It needs to be like something I can sustain and keep and grow with. Brenda said, "Hi, Mina. How do you get over overwhelm of choices? I feel the possibilities are endless and I see multiple realities can work, but cannot choose one." So I don't get overwhelmed by choices anymore because I have just 3 or 4 life values and I make all decisions based on those values. So I say which decision aligns more with my values, what feels like it's just going to be so much fun to do. It's going to be like the funnest of all the decisions, and then I just do that. And then I just trust because that one is the decision that I made, that's the one God wanted me to do. I just trust in my decisions. I trust in my intuition. I trust that God and angels and guides are always leading me. And so whatever feels the most aligned and most fun, I go with it and then I don't look back. I tell my kids this, any decision you make, you literally can't mess this up. You literally can't mess it up because all of it leads to your enjoyment if that's what you decide. All of it leads to your growth if that's what you decide. All of it leads to your fun if that's what you decide, right? Your happiness. So you can't mess this up. Just choose one and align with it. Hi, Paula. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. She said, "You're amazing, Mina. I needed this today. Thank you so much for your inspiration and guidance." You're welcome, Paula. Yay. Yes, love it when it all just aligns. Meg said, "Would you say your manifestations are quick? I dreamed in visions and surrendered and still waiting." Did you decide though? When I decide, it's immediate for me. Did you decide? Did you decide? Did you make the decision that it's happening? You're done. Like it's done. There's no way that it couldn't happen. Think of the vibration of I have decided in your body versus I'm praying for it, I'm envisioning to it, I'm surrendering to it. It's a different vibration. I can't mess this up. I needed to hear that. Thanks, Mina. Yes, like if there's like 10 roads, Brenda, and all of them lead to your happiness and your wealth and your success because that's what you've decided that's the life experience you get to have, then how can you screw it up what path you take? It's all the scenic route. It's all fun. All of them are the scenic route. That's why I tell my kids, just make the decision and align with it. If it looks like it's hard, make it easy. Decide that it gets to be easy. Decide that you get to learn the lessons quickly, you get to move on quickly, that it's all leading to your happiness anyways because you're happy now, so you can't mess this up. How do you start the inner work? I don't know where to start. Okay, Claire, I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the chat for you. Here's where you start. There you go. In fact, on my website, it says start here, and then there's the link. I love that I always say everything is working in my favor. Yes, it really is. All of the cosmic forces are aligning to give you your desires. You just have to decide that you want them. Carla said, yes, love to decide that it is easy. I'm building a home and I feel like such a hard process, but I'm working on making it so easy. Carla, this is such a big one. We've had so many of our friends that like built their homes from scratch and it nearly destroyed their marriages, ruined their bank accounts, took away their sanity for years on end. And it was like, what's the freaking point? The whole point of building your house was so it would be fun, right? And you get to have options and you get to choose everything. But like if you're still addicted to suffering, you can take something that's supposed to be fun and turn it into a freaking nightmare, right? So no. When we were redoing our home, which we're still kind of in the process of it because COVID happened and we had to stop some of the projects, like that was a decision Irfan and I made that we weren't going to move forward until we were both giddy with excitement for every single thing that we purchased or aligned with or hired. Because if we were making it complicated, then we weren't on the right path because our biggest value in life is that it gets to be fun and easy. So what's the point then? And there was one point where we had like overscheduled the contractors. There was one point and Fawn was getting really irritated. And I walked up to him and I grabbed his shoulder and I was like looking him in the eyes and I was like, remember, this is going to be fun. And he started laughing, right? Like sometimes you just have to be like each other's anchors and be like, remember? And it was like, why are we getting stressed when we're paying all this money for someone else to come and do the thing for us, right? So it was like one of those things that we were trying to make it harder than it needed to be, right? Because it's like finally we're getting to do all the upgrades that like we wanted to have. And so the container is like, oh my God, does it really get to be this good? Yep, it gets to be this good. It gets to be even better. Oh, that's so amazing. Stephanie said, I saw this coffee cup on Amazon that said life is easy and I thought of you. Yes, it's easy, it's fun, it's orgasmic, it's beautiful. I get to have it all. I have decided that I get to have it all and it gets to be easy and it gets to align and God gets to help me along the way. I love that. Do I have to be accomplished myself to manifest an accomplished man? I don't know. Tell me, what do you believe? If you believe you have to be accomplished to manifest an accomplished man, then you do. If you believe that it doesn't matter and you're just worthy of it, then you don't. What do you believe? I have different beliefs. I believe I get to have whatever I want. What do you believe? Because what you believe is your vibration. So if I tell you what I believe, that's not going to help you until you align with what I believe. What do you believe? I love when you say orgasmic. Yes, because anything less than that, why would we even want it? Right? Why would we even want it? How do we change our beliefs if we don't like them for ourselves? Choose new beliefs. If you want support, I just threw the link for the program that helps you do that in the chat. Choose new beliefs. My core belief, one of my biggest core foundational beliefs, like if you like, it's in every cell in my body, it's in my vibration, it's in my field, is that God is supporting me, and so I get to be whatever I want. That's why it seems like Mina gets to have it easy, because I decided that, yeah, it gets to be easy. When people say to me, before I would get triggered, when people say, you just got lucky, why does everything get to be easy for you? I used to get triggered because I wanted to remind them of everything I had sacrificed and been through and the rape and all of that stuff. Now I say, yep, because I decided. And then if they want to know, then they can come into my programs. But I'm not about to chase people down with this information like I used to do, because I've learned that those people are not in the space to want to learn. They're addicted still to their suffering. Oh, thank you, Softly Written. Oh, I like your name, your handle. This is the first live I've made. I love your videos. Yay! When I said this morning to Irfan, I think I'm going to go live today, immediately the lights started flickering, right? I'm like, God, is that a yes or a no? Is that a yes, here's the spotlight? Or is this a beak? Thread lightly. God is my sugar daddy. I love that. Good vibes. He loves me and honors my desires. Yes, not only honors, he's the one putting the desires in your heart anyways, right? Yes, I love it. Love, love, love that. Hi, Mina. How do you deal with the resistance from your clients? What do you say to them? Well, I coach them through it, right? That's why they hired me. I coach them through it. And I would say probably about 98% of them want to be coached through it. And then there's some that just they don't realize that they would rather not get the thing that they want because it's deep rooted, right? And in those circumstances, then I recommend, okay, here's who I recommend. I refer them out. Go see this specialist for, this therapist or whatever, and then come back to me and then we'll work. So those are about those 2% when something's really, really ingrained. Oh, thank you. Some great mantras in the chat today. Thank you. Awesome. I love it when it all just aligns. Beautiful and empowering. Yay. Oh, hi, Norton Lights. I feel like I've seen your handle before, but yes, thank you. You said you found me today. Mm-hmm. Destiny said, I'm addicted. I'm trying to open up. Why won't it show? It said, I'm addicted to being dependent on my parents. How do I become independent? Decide that you're going to become independent. Let all the stuff and the stories show up that say, no, you can't do it. You'll always need them. Look at all of the sabotaging behavior. Basically follow my process in the bundle, the Basic Babe bundle, and then start doing things that make you independent. Take inspired action. I take notes on all your lives, and I got new pens, Sharpies, so I'm excited. Yay! I ordered some new pens too, but they're stuck right now because of COVID, or not COVID, I'm sorry, because of Texas snow situation. So, but I'm excited to all share with you guys. Hopefully they'll turn out good. I have been missing your lives. I want to know your schedule. I don't want to miss it. You give me so much positive energy. Thank you, Northern Lights. I don't have a schedule for my lives. I don't. I'm sorry. I wish I did, but that's just not how I function. I just do it when I feel inspired to do it. Usually I will announce my lives at the very least, a couple of hours before, if not the night before. And you can turn on your notifications for that, YouTube notifications. But other than that, I apologize. I just don't work on a schedule. You are always so full of life and positively. Keep positivity. Keep up the good work, Queen. Yay, thank you. Hi, Mina. Love your content. I watched your human design video and so excited to get my reading done. I have emailed you and can't wait to hear back. Oh, okay. My team is, so I was in the process of training my team, and then all of this stuff happened, which it really worked out because thank God she was able to handle the emails and stuff, but she's doing the best she can. But I'll see if I can get in there and get you the information that you need. So, but she's doing amazing. Good. I'm so happy to hear that, Jasmine. She said, I'm enjoying with you. Oh, Quintina, you always give me the most beautiful stickers on every live. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the diamond vibes. I love it. Love it, love it. That's so funny because I was actually putting diamond frequency and vibes in my field in my meditation this morning. And of course, you end up giving me a diamond sticker. Of course, of course. Safia said, Hi, Mina. Thanks for sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. When doing inner work, have you ever felt like there is resistance in yourself? How do you move forward? The whole process of inner work is to release resistance. So it will always be there. And then you're going to decide and keep moving forward. You keep moving forward, by deciding that you get to have inner work and you get to be free of your inner suffering and you get to be healthy and you get to be emotionally intelligent and you get to do it at any cost. Just decide. Justine, I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm getting a medical examination that might be cancer. I go in on Monday, but my parents have not asked me about it at all. Yes, they know it hurts me. What should I do? Right now, your parents should be the least of your concerns. Leave your parents be. Get into yourself with a prayer. Like, really, I would just sit with my eyes closed, get your journal, and have a conversation with God and say, God, I know that you never bring me to anything unless there's a ascension here, there's a process here, there's love here, because I know everything always works out for me. So I would like to just align with your energy. I know I'm going to go in on Monday and everything is going to work out for me because I know that I'm aligned with you. Right now, your conversation needs to be between you and God. That's it. Leave everyone else out of it. No one else can manifest for you, anyways. Everyone else is having their own experience of suffering or whatever the hell is going on with them. You have to do you right now. Okay? You have to do you. I didn't, upgrade from my rock bottom by depending on other people. God, no. God, no. I would have still been there if that was the case. I depended on God and I depended on my own inspired action. That's what I did. But with sending you healing vibes, and you're not even going to need them because God's with you and he's not going to take you through anything that is not going to ascend you, that a part of you doesn't need or want anyways. So align yourself. You don't need your parents. You need you and you need God. That's it. Parents are just random humans that knew how to have sex and have you. They're not experts. They're not. Most of them are suffering more than we are. Mina was worried about you and the people in Texas. Oh, thank you, T. I appreciate you. We have neighbors that are pretty much like family. Like our entire subdivision is like a big extended family. So I never have to worry. Like the power went out, the water went out, and my neighbors are like, "What do you need, Mina? What do you need? Like, can I bring you this? We have a generator. Come on over." So we're good. We're good. And this too shall pass. And we set up our fireplace and played board games when the light was off and did all that fun stuff. So we made the most of it. Yes. Your infinite mother and father are not your parent. That's God. God consciousness is the divine feminine and the divine masculine. That's your true parents. So go to source. Go to source. You don't need middlemen right now. You need source. Well, at any time. I don't believe in middlemen. I go straight to source. When people ask me questions like, but my husband said I can't have him, like, why were you asking your husband? Ask God. Your husband's a human being. Like, he's not going to manifest for you. God can move through your husband if God decides that your husband's the channel in this transaction. But why would you choose a middleman? No, you go straight to source. Lady Star said, thanks, Mina. I needed this reminder about parents. Yes, they're random human being. I tell my kids all the time that you are the more evolved version of me and daddy. Okay, you are the more evolved version. That's it. The only thing I have going on you is age. That's it. Nothing else. In fact, your soul may be older than mine. So trust your own instincts first and foremost, and you can't mess this up. Depending on God and inspired action is the lesson I'm learning at the moment. Yes, Brenda. Yes. It's the only lesson. It's the only lesson. Latrice, thank you so much. Thank you for the sticker. Yay, you're amazing too. Sending it back at you, babe. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes, job of parent is to teach the kids to trust themselves. I agree with you, Justine. And then also think, though, that most parents don't even trust themselves, so they don't even know to teach this. You're assuming that your parents are highly evolved beings. They're not. Most parents aren't. Most parents aren't. I had to make this decision that I was going to be a highly evolved parent, which meant I needed to squeeze my kids as less as possible and have them trust their own instincts. But that took a decision because I realized this was a huge wake up call for me. I realized that I actually don't know what's best for my kids. I don't. How do I know what God has decided for them or what they're co creating with God? How do I know? I don't know. A lot of things that my parents did for in my best interest turned out to be nightmare situations for me. They were honestly moving in the best interest. They were, from the level of consciousness they had. From the level of consciousness they had. It didn't work out, right? I made it work out later by deciding something different for myself, but their decisions were based on their limitations. That's why if my kids ever ask me for advice, which they do all the time, Irfan and I always make sure there's a but. This is our viewpoint. This is where we're part. This is from our point of reference. You have to trust yourself because you know better what's best for you. Always trust that. Like, we always have these huge disclaimers, and they're like, yeah, we know. We still wanted your opinion. Yeah, my mom always knows best. I let her go and save myself and start trusting myself. Yes. So there's this really great book, Anita, from Anita, someone. I haven't read it. I bought it. She was someone that had cancer and I think she died and then came back. It was one of those like moments where you're like pronounced dead, something like that. Oh, the book is called Dying to Be Me. I'll be honest, I haven't read it yet, but something's telling me that I should recommend it to you guys. I have it in my Kindle. I'll read it soon. But I believe that her story, her real life, started from a cancer diagnosis. Thank you. This helps me handle my now adult teen. Yes. Let me tell you guys something. Years ago, when Oprah was on like national TV, I don't know if she is or not. We don't have cable, but I was watching. I used to be big into Oprah when I was in my early 20s, and I used to watch regularly, and I remember having this moment where back to back she had these people on her, these like spiritual people on her show, and they were sharing their story. And like the first story was like, yeah, this person was in jail, and then like now they're a spiritual teacher and an author. Second person was a drug addict. I was dealing drugs, and then now there was spiritual, right? It was like back to back of that. And the light bulb moment for me was all of these people were probably the people that their parents were like, that's the black sheep. That's the person that's going to ruin our legacy, that's going to ruin their life. That's the child that was homeless. That's the child that was the drug addict. That was the child that went to jail. These were people that gave their parents heart attacks. And now they're on freaking Oprah selling their books. So the light bulb moment for me was, I don't know how my child's story ends. Like, I don't know their full story, right? Like, what if one of those parents saw the child in jail, or the adult child, whatever, in jail, and then like they died thinking that their child was a failure, and then that person went on to become this big famous spiritual teacher later on, right? Like, I don't know what my child is destined to be. So I'm not going to judge the situations that they get themselves into now as the learning process, as the ascension process, as the natural evolution. Like, I don't know how their story is going to evolve. So I always say exactly what my mother used to say to me. This was one of my mom's best advice. This was gold. She used to say, it doesn't matter how many times you fall. It doesn't even matter how hard you fall. The only thing that matters is that you get back up. And then here was the emotional blackmail part. I wasn't going to share this, but then she would say, if you don't get back up, then my entire life has failed, because the sacrifices I made was so that my children didn't have to make sacrifices or go through hardships. So if you don't get back up, then my entire life is a failure. That was the emotional blackmail part, but it worked because I was like, oh my God, I can't not get up. I have to get up. I have to get up, because if I do not get up, then my mom's legacy was a failure. Then my mom sacrificed her life for nothing. I got back up every single time. I got back up. I got back up so much better from every rock bottom that there was a point in my life that people who used to root for my downfall started praying that nothing bad happened to me, because every time I freaking got up, I got back up bigger, better, richer, prettier, and younger. So when you get up in style, get up in glamour. The only thing that matters is how great you got up. That's it. That's it. Here's the emotional blackmail part. Justine, you get it. Pakistan mothers are like the queens. I would say Pakistani Indian, probably even Middle Eastern. I don't know if is this true in all cultures, but they're the queens of emotional blackmail. Queens of emotional blackmail. Can one live a life without suffering at all? Yes, of course you can. I have decided that suffering is optional. Bigger, better, badder, and bolder. This is where wisdom is grown. Yes, I love it, Cher. Yes, 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 lighting the fire for sure. Italian moms too. Okay, let's rephrase this. All moms are brilliant at emotional blackmail. Is changing yourself the best lessons to guide others despite the difference in consciousness? Yes, first of all, give up the whole thing with wanting to guide others. Let others guide themselves. And you just live your best life. And then your people, the ones that have been assigned to you, they will come find you. My intention wasn't to guide people. My intention wasn't to become a YouTuber. My intention wasn't any of this. This happened because my intention was to end my own suffering, to align myself, to do my own inner work. And then a whole bunch of people said, hey, Mina, teach us. So apparently God had assigned me people, and they came, found me. Oh, lovely to see you. My vibrational rise. I'm better and smarter because of the universal guru. Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. Do you blackmail your kids emotionally? I don't need to. My parenting style is like very, you will figure it out. God's got a plan for you. I do like the whole conscious parenting thing. Knock me down 9 times and I get up 10. Cardi B. Love it. Love it, love it. Palestinians are the same too. I think all parents that have unfulfilled wishes and desires, who haven't owned their life and lived the life of their dreams, their wildly desired life, They try to live through their parents, and they have good intentions, but they don't realize that their kids need to live their own life. They need to live. Like, I was having this conversation with a client. She's very young, and she's in a situation where, she's got her parents who didn't live their best lives, and now they're trying to control everything she does. And I was having this conversation with her of like, your parents got to make their mistakes. They had the right to make their mistakes, and they made them. And now they're thinking that they're going to control your mistakes. But you also were born with the full right to make your own mistakes. There is no such thing as never making a mistake. A mistake isn't even a mistake. Like I say to my kids, you can't screw this up. It's just about realigning. It's just about extracting the lessons and realigning. So that was a game changer for her, because she's like, yes, I get to make my mistakes. I get to make my mistakes. I get to choose my decisions, and I get to realign. And that was the permission that she wasn't able to get, right? Like, she wasn't able to give herself, because her parents were all in the scarcity of like, well, yeah, we made these mistakes, but you can't, right? And yeah, it's coming from a good place, but like, no, like, you get to make your own mistakes too. Like, everyone gets to make their mistakes, right? Like, that's life. Any tips to deal with being in a meeting? Highly masculine profession is so draining. Be in your feminine, be aligned, be in your body, and join the meeting. Say, this meeting gets to be fun. This meeting gets to be what it needs to be. I get to go in, I get to take the things that I need, let the things go, and get back out and have a great rest of the day. Like, you get to decide. You get to decide that it gets to be fun. Remember that we can always control our reactions. We can always control our own vibration. We can always control ourselves. The funny thing is that when I was in my unconscious state, I would try to motivate my kids and guide them. And I have great kids, and they were doing fine then. But the less I try to guide them or motivate them, I just let them be, and I just live my best life, the more they actually come to me and ask for my guidance. All three of my kids, but especially my two older sons, they constantly want to be coached by me. And I told you guys the story before. I asked them that most kids don't want, especially as a teenager, my 16-year-old, he's 16 and a half now. I'm like, most teenagers want nothing to do with their parents' advice. And he's always asking your Fawn and I questions about money, about life, about marriage, about choosing the right partner, about where to live, all the stuff, right? And he's like, I want to be just as happy as you guys are. Like, because he knows that we're actually not just trying to control him or guide him because we're lacking. He sees something worth modeling, right? He sees something he wants to follow. Yes, I find that with my toddlers, the happier I am, the more they flow and come to me and act well. Yes, Justine, yes. People are always saying, I can't believe how well behaved your kids are. I can't believe how balanced they are, like how loving they are, how caring they are. My kids never argue, never fight. They get along. It all works out. It wasn't always that way, but the more aligned I get, the more aligned they are. And people are always commenting on it. It's not that I got lucky. Like, I chose this as my life experience. I said, this is the kind of life I want. This is the kind of home I want. This is how I want to parent, right? I realized I don't have to be a good mother. I just have to be the best Mina. The better Mina I am, the more aligned I am, the better mother they find me to be. Because at the end of the day, the only judge of my motherhood is my kids. I can't judge it. Like, they are the ones deciding if they had a great motherhood experience or not. Like, they're the only judges of that. My kids do fight, but I'm learning the path of least resistance is better for them. Yes, Justine. And that's normal, right? When my boys were younger, they would play together, but they would always, also bicker and fight and stuff. And this changed for us massively in the last 2 years. In the last 2 years, there's been no arguments, nothing. And you have to also keep in mind that my kids are spaced out too. So, like, they mentor each other. So I've got a 16 and a half, a 10 and a half, and a 7-year-old. So that may have something to do with it. But our house environment is very easy. It's graceful. Like we have mantras like everything gets to be easy, everything gets to be fun, we are all supported, we're here to serve each other, what do you need, how can we make this easier, how can I help you with this. We're always in this space of like every single day at least one of my kids are going to be like, Mom, I cleaned the table for you. Even the chores that are not assigned to them, the things that are not in their realm of duty, they know that I have to do. Mom, I knew that you were doing XYZ, so I took care of this for you. Like that, to me, that's the environment that I always wanted. That's the environment that I intentionally dreamed of, journaled about, created, envisioned, prayed about, released. I decided. It's not an accident. I created this in my mind way before it manifested. Oh, congratulations. I'm expecting any day now for the first time, and this helps so much. I want to start off strong. Yes, yes, I love that. Congratulations. Hi, Mina. If the universe is working to align with me, is it working against someone else? How does that even make sense? Like, is that what you believe? Like, no, the universe is aligning with everyone with whatever they desire. Some people desire to suffer. Some people desire to not have good things. That's what their vibrational match for, right? So you stay in your own lane, clean up your side of the street, clean up your vibration, match up with your desires. Don't worry about other people. They need to do their own work. We can't do the other work people for like work for other people anyways. We can't manifest for other people. We cannot manifest for other people. Trust me, if we could, I'd manifest for the whole world, but we can't. I can change the collective consciousness by living my best life, but I can't manifest for other people. It doesn't work that way. Hi, Mina. Should I tell a new partner that I'm guiding my life using your talks and manifesting? I don't, why would you want to? I feel like there's a place here when we're trying to gain approval. And then what if he's not aligned? Then what happens? Right? Like, no, that's private. My conversations with God are between me and God. Like, I don't share that stuff with their fun. That's private. Hi, thank God for speaking about this. So important. This title is everything. Yes. Rakila said, Mina, the older I get, I realize how much power you have in the power of alignment. Thanks to you and a few other amazing leaders I follow. That's amazing. That's the thing to teach your kids, that they're co-creating and they have to stay aligned. That's all you have to do. And then trust that God has a beautiful plan for them. Okay, I've over an hour, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. I have to go. I'm gonna finish recording. While hopefully we'll still have power, but I'm gonna finish recording some more modules for the self-aware Barbie end of suffering. So every day you get one embodiment practice, and I think the people that originally started on Friday, I think you guys are at day 7 now, right? Correct? Or is it day 6? Yeah, 6 or 7. So I'm going to finish the last few. All of the links that I mentioned is in the description box. You can always email my team if you have questions about which programs to take or where to start. My website is theuniverseguru.com. Thank you so much for all of your prayers and hanging out with us during the snowy Houston day. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.